Today we're starting a brand new chapter, chapter 26 in the book of Genesis. I'm loving going through this with you guys, and I hope you're enjoying it as well. So now we're going to refocus on Isaac. In the past several days we've been talking about Jacob and Esau, the sons, but now let's refocus on Isaac for a moment. Look with me in verse 1. So severe famine now struck the land as it happened before in Abraham's time. So Isaac moved to Gerar, where Abimelech, king of the Philistines, lived. So this is a repeat, okay? This is another one of those occasions of the son duplicating the sins of the father, right? We talked about that a little bit with Jacob, how his mother treated him as the favorite and his father treated his brother as the favorite, and how that would be duplicated later on in the family when Jacob would love Joseph and then Benjamin above all of his other sons, caused nothing but problems. So here we're going to see this again, another repeat sin from father to son. Parents, grandparents, what you do in front of those kids, the life you live in front of your children will do a great deal to dictate the lives that they will then live. Because whether you want them to or whether you realize it or not, they will grab onto and value the things you value, and they will repeat so many times the sins that they saw you be a part of. If you value a relationship with God, the percentages and odds of your children valuing a relationship with God exponentially higher. If you find yourself in a habitual sin, the odds are your children will find themselves in that same sin. It is a repeat. It happens constantly. Constantly. It is such a serious issue. So the life you live matters so much to the future generations of your families. So what's happening here is Isaac is dealing with a famine just as Abraham did. He goes to the same place that Abraham went at one point. He meets a guy, this king, who has the same name that the king Abraham had. Now, it's not the same guy. It's probably his son, right, that he's dealing with. Where's his generational? We're sliding down. So this is the same place where Isaac's father, Abraham, met a man named Abimelech. Now, let's look at verses 2 through 5 right quick. It says, "The Lord appeared to Isaac and said, 'Do not go down to Egypt, but do as I tell you. Live here as a foreigner in this land, and I will be with you and bless you. I hereby confirm that I will give all these lands to you and your descendants, just as I solemnly promised Abraham your father. I will cause your descendants to become as numerous as the stars of the sky, and I will give them all these lands, and through your descendants all the nations of the earth will be blessed. And I will do this because Abraham listened to me and obeyed all my requirements, commands, decrees, and instructions.'" So, this is a repeat, okay? Once again, we're repeating where we're going, and God is repeating the covenant. He is restating to to Isaac exactly what he said to Abraham. See, this shows the passing of this covenant. It wasn't just that Abraham said, "Isaac, now the covenant is yours." God reinforced it. The same exact thing, the stars in the sky, the nation, the blessing to the world. All of these things are put right there in front of him. Now you would think after Isaac has this encounter with God, that the Lord appeared to him here and speaks to him in this way, that it would absolutely change Isaac's thought processes, and he would seek after God with his whole heart, and that sin would be the furthest thing from his mind. Well, come back tomorrow and the next day and the day after that and guess again. Because yes, God appears to Isaac, and yes, we're going to dig into this some more, but he jumps right into the same sin of his father right after God talks to him. So it's amazing how hard-headed we can be sometimes, but thank God he is graceful every single time. You guys have a good day. We'll see you again.